I'm Randy. Are you ready for an adventure?
Come see our adventure today as we pay tribute to the Beach Boys and the recent passing of Brian Wilson.
In this adventure, we'll be visiting the historical landmark for the Beach Boys in Hawthorne, California. The monument is located not far from Los Angeles International Airport and SoFi Stadium. The historical landmark marks the spot where the Beach Boys' boyhood home stood at the time the group was formed. You'll notice here that the landmark is right next to the 105 freeway, but the home does not exist due to the freeway being built. In 1993, after visiting the landmark in Hawthorne, we took a trip to the Beach Boys Walk of Fame star located on Vine Street in Hollywood. If you could, please like and subscribe and tell a friend about our channel. We sure would appreciate it. The Beach Boys are an American band formed in Hawthorne, California in 1961. The Beach Boys are one of the most critically acclaimed and commercially successful bands of all time, selling over 100 million records worldwide. The group consisted of 3 brothers, a cousin, and 2 friends. Carl Wilson was the youngest brother and the lead guitarist. At age 51, he died from lung cancer. And then there was Dennis Wilson, the middle brother. He was the drummer. He abused alcohol, cocaine, and heroin. Dennis drowned in Marina del Rey, California, after drinking heavily all day. He died at the age of 39. And there's the cousin of the Wilsons, Mike Love. Mike is currently age 84 and still performing with the Beach Boys group. After the death of Carl Wilson in 1998, Love continued to tour with the Beach Boys and as supporting band musicians. Al Jardine is currently 82 years of age. After Carl Wilson died in 1998, Jardine left the Beach Boys and performs mainly as a solo artist. And then there was David Marks, who was a neighborhood friend at the time that he became a band member and is currently age 76 and has performed with the group on and off through the years. Brian Wilson was the last remaining brother of the Beach Boys, and he passed away on June the 11th, 2025 at the age of 82. He was known as the genius behind most of the original Beach Boys music. Brian Wilson was a singer, a songwriter, and a record producer. In 2005, the State Department of Parks and Recreation erected this monument. It was here in the home of the parents, Murray and Audrey, that Brian, Dennis, and Carl Wilson grew to manhood and developed their musical skills. During Labor Day weekend of 1961, they, with cousin Mike Love and friend Al Jardine, gathered here to record a tape of their breakthrough song, Surfin'.
Historic landmark project by the city of Hawthorne. They've got them all holding the surfboard.
That Labor Day in 1961 began a historic legacy that would change the recording industry. Everybody left flowers at the Beach Boys monument, all for Brian Wilson's passing on June 11th, 2025. Brian Wilson was often called a genius for his novel approaches to pop composition and the use of recording techniques.
Site of their childhood home.
It was here that the Beach Boys formed a garage band centered on Brian's songwriting and managed by the Wilsons' father, Murray.
California registered historical landmark when 041.
Beach Boy Brothers. The other ones are still alive. Al Jardine and Mike Love are still alive.
And Mike Love is playing with John Stamos half the time.
Yeah. They're still performing as the Beach Boys. They just have 2 different groups.
Love and Mercy.
Yeah. It's where their house was, and now it's a freeway. Brian Wilson is widely acknowledged as one of the most innovative and significant songwriters of the 20th century. Brian's best-known work is distinguished for its high production values, complex harmonies and orchestrations, vocal layering, and introspective or ingenious themes. Brian was known for his versatile head voice and falsetto, which degraded somewhat after the 1970s. Brian Wilson died 9 days before his 83rd birthday. There was no cause of death given, but Al Jardine reported that Brian had been struggling with long-term effects of COVID that he contracted on his last tour. At the time of his death, it is said that Brian Wilson left behind a substantial body of unreleased work, including albums and a large collection of 1980s demos. That was all for Brian. All three of the brothers have passed away now. Well, there's a CD up there too. Brian Wilson has definitely left his mark on music history and will always be remembered for his work. Brian's troubled past with drugs and mental illness just adds to the overall story of a legend in the music world. I don't think anyone would have dreamed that Brian Wilson would have lived to see 82 years old with the paths he followed in life. We're glad that he did, and we hope that he rests in peace. The Beach Boys have been called America's band and America's first rock band. The group had 36 U.S. top 40 hits and 56 Hot 100 hits, including 4 #1 singles. As a group, many changes in both musical style and personnel have occurred during their career. Then it's on to Hollywood. We're looking for 1500 Vine Street. It's funny because you don't realize that the Walk of Fame goes all the way down Vine Street. Now the question is, where's that 1500 Vine Street? Round, round, get around, I get around. The Beach Boys. Beach Boys are right by Dick Clark, not too far from Dick Clark. Spike.
Dick Clark, the Jacksons, Quincy Jones, Spike Jones, Neil Sedaka, Oliver Hardy. Is this the beginning?
The beginning of the Vine Street portion of the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Vine Street, okay.
If you enjoyed our vlog, please subscribe.
And ring that notification bell.
And give us a like. It lets us know you care.
And we'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.